Good morning, everyone. And I mean good morning. Super early this morning. It is like 6 o'clock. And I had a really good night's sleep. Went to bed early. I was worn out from packing. This packing is not made for 64-year-old women. And my body's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? We're going to retire in Missouri. That's what we're doing on the lake. So I'm here to do a flip through of my design team project for Cheaply Chic. This is a traveler's notebook that Lynette with Cheaply Chic puts out every month. It is not a subscription. It is buy one, see if you like it. If you like it, come back next month and buy another one. There's no commitment as far as we don't take your credit card and so forth, okay? It's just month by month. All right, and they're so cute. Every month, she comes up with something so darling, and I just love them. And sometimes I get very carried away, like last month with the fruit. Oh my goodness. I can barely close my book. So this is this month's. I just want to show you how the blue goodness is in this book. This is called Anchored. And it has this really unique kind of a country style bow on it. Not bow, seam binding. The color is not your typical blue. And here is where she stamped on a piece of muslin, put some burlap in the background, and some kind of stringy looking texture in it as well with the cheesecloth. And it has this really cool kind of a blue gray stripe that looks real nautical. Okay. All right. So this is the outside. Okay. She makes a marker every month, and she sets and does those and makes those for you every month. And they're always coordinated with the journal. So I'm going to open it, and this is one of the trims right here, the ruffles that she makes. She tries to make some every month. She doesn't always. And here is the second one. She did 2 this month. And I added a little anchor there. I love the stripe on this one. Okay, so let's start at the beginning and see how I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. Let me see here. I want you to be able to see it. Okay. Let me get in the right spot right here. I'm going to move this. And let's back out a little bit. Whoops, wrong direction. Now it doesn't want to do anything but go out. There we go. There we go. I'm going to back up my camera a little bit. Sorry, guys. I thought I had it set, but I guess I had it back too far. All right. So let's get this done, and then I have something to tell you. My whole table shook just then. Sorry, my table is so dirty. I've scrubbed it, but I took the mat off to get it packed, and it's just kind of white. Okay, this is the first page. I always like to do like a library pocket in the front. I just think they're so cute. And so I added a doily on here with some ephemera that I had from one of Charlie's kits that had a lot of paper in it. So I just decided to use some of it for this journal. And this comes in the kit. The Seize the Day. And then this cute little thing that I put on, this little circle life reserver that I put on the doily. And instead of the library card, I put this ephemera that I had that says Skipper's Log. I thought that was cute. And then here we have the scent of the water the sound of the sea make me ever so happy just to be me. I love that, don't you? That's just a cool saying. I put some texture that kind of looks like fishnet hose back in the day back behind this little saying. And I put some anchor ribbon at the top. And I thought that was cute. I'm going to put my skipper's log back in there. You can do it however you want. I'm just showing you these so that you can get ideas. You want to do the same thing that I did, that's great. But just so it gives you some ideas. This is a decoupage, a napkin, or actually it was a Kleenex that came with the kit. And I just cut it long ways so that all the fish were going somewhat in the same upright position. Some were going left, some were going right, and I love the way that turned out. I added the first lighter country style. I'm not really sure what the blue is called. Then I popped up this seahorse who had some texture to him. Excuse me, I'll have to get a drink every now and then. I'm just super thirsty this morning. So this swimming suit paper is so adorable. Old-fashioned swimsuits and some more modern ones as well. And so what I did, this page took forever, and I never did really get it perfect where the seam was. I don't know what I did, but you know, it didn't like what I did. So I just cut out a shell, a seashell, and put right there. And it's kind of got a bump, but it's okay. It opens and closes now, you know, like this. So that works great, right? So here's a stamp of that little girl again on the beach on the front of this glassine bag. And I just took the same tag or same paper, and Lynette makes a tag every month. She makes it long, and then you have the choice of cutting it off or keeping it long. This time I needed it shorter, so I cut it off. Tied it with some kind of creamish white and red fibers. Okay, and over here I made these two pockets with, these are the blue inventory tags that are usually longer. I just tore them off at the perforation and added some vintage red rickrack, and then just added a small fiber of blue. Now I did that on both sides. Okay, now on the playing card, we got several, or I got several playing cards. I bought a bunch. And this is one that's like one of the ones I do have in my stash, but it actually came in the kit. Okay, so here's the little puffy seahorse. Isn't he cute? I stitched around it. I added some of this watercolor on the back, which didn't look as great as I thought it was going to, but it's okay. We'll just leave his little head poking out right there. Down on the bottom, I took this just, you know, a swirly line across paper over and over, and I fussy cut it out where you'd have like little tips of the water coming up, and I added some puffy fish, 3 puffy fish in a little dimensional shell. Now, I did sand at the bottom, and then I put the water, or I put the water on, and then I did some sand to make it look like a beach, and I thought it turned out kind of cute. I had to move my pockets up because I didn't want to cover this, but it was fun. But the big bummer was trying to get this corner to cooperate. I did something wrong, and I'm here to admit it. Okay, so Lynette always puts like 15 sheets of paper in here, so you end up with 30 in this small little journal, and it's actually the 8.5 by 4.5. Got some ledger paper. This was a magazine article about ships that no longer sail. So some that had sunk under the ocean. This is fun. Look at these bunk beds. And an old-timey sink right there. I'm sure that was probably from the Navy or something. Okay, here's a brown bag. And I put that same netting behind it and put, this was a tag, a pre-printed tag I had. I just cut the top off and made it an image of a big old ship or whatever. Cabin class. Oh. But anyway, here's a couple of puffy stickers. And here is a tag. I used this really cool looking fiber, which could be great with Christmas too. It looks almost like a trim that you'd put around your tree, but it's smaller. And here is an Anchor Deep tag. And I just put it on one of these blank manila colored tag and made it larger. And I just slipped it down in there. I love the way that ended up. Flipping it over now, there's some more of the deep sea type stuff. And if you pull it out, you can see some more pictures here. On this side, we have stationery that was in the kit, in one of the kits. And it's of a lighthouse off the ocean right there. And I put Seize the Day up in that corner and a dimensional starfish right here. And let's see, here is a seagull. And Lynette likes these little brown khaki color envelopes, and I do too. And so I just stitched around, flipped the flap back, covered the flap in blue, and then zigzag around it and down the middle for two different little anchor type, sailing type maps on these tags. And here's the other one that actually has a ship on it, or sailboat. Okay, and I didn't get that perfectly straight, but if I hadn't told you, you might not have noticed it. So here is one of the cards that we worked on. And I wrapped some of the jute twine around it. And we've got this cool looking seagull. Okay. This is music sheet. You get a couple of those in here. You get one whole sheet. Half in each side. Here's she gives you quite a few papers that have actual shells on them. Here is a note, kind of a sailor's note. And there is the shell playing card with a dimensional that was stitched around. Here was a piece of wallpaper. It was like a border, and everybody just got a snippet, not a snippet, it was bigger than a snippet. You know, one that was about 4.5 to 3 inches wide, and the height of the border. And I just made it a pocket. I cut it to the right size and made it a pocket. And this one has a lighthouse on the top and a seagull up there that she stamped for the kit this time. She is in Lynette, and I will link her below. Okay, and it says take a walk. And I just put a puffy sticker, a couple puffy stickers. Has this cool shell on the wallpaper, and a couple of the clear stickers. I love the way they turned out. Okay, now I'm flipping it over. Couldn't get it separated there for some reason. Has a sack inside, and so on the sack I just slid in one of the book pages that was 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea was the book name. And I just put it right there. It's kind of fun. And then I put another older style lighthouse in it, and it has the seagull flying in. I just love love those clear stickers with the lighthouses. And then we have a children's paper from this ruffle I showed you earlier. Here is the blue stripe bag that comes with the kit. And it really does look cute, I think, with all the other nautical looking stuff. So here is an extra tag that I got in the 30-piece kit that I bought extra. Has a mermaid and some shells. And here is the bag. I folded it to fit the page, and then I stitched around it a zigzag with what's called a black blue thread. Over here is the whale and sailboat paper. And this is whale watching excursion, like you might have on a cruise or something like that. Here's another playing card that I kind of did a mixed media on, but not really. It was the worst job of mixed media I've ever done. And these, there was a couple of these in the kit with the anchor. So over here is an old, I don't know if it's I don't know what type of boat this is. It looks like one that would rescue people at sea. And then here is a paper that came in the kit with different, just different shells on the front. And the back is just a story. Okay, there's that one. Now, this is another part of the bag. And I just added this big die cut piece right here to journal on. And then just keep it slipped into this bag with the red and white stripe lighthouse with the seagull again. Back here is a boat, like a fishing boat, with all the goodies to fish. Here is a graph paper. Heart tea stained paper. Here is a tropical. I decided to do something tropical looking. So I use this blue tropical flowers, and it's just stunning. It used to be my, I did a page with my granddaughter out of this brightness. This little flower has people skiing at the lake or at the ocean, either one. And I thought these looked like tropical birds that you would see at the ocean. And just a couple claim checks. I flipped over and put a couple blue flowers on. And that can all go under this doily. If you should decide to put all the flowers around the bird, you can. You can move the doily and put it anywhere you want. But I made a pocket out of this water paper. And I think it turned out cute. So over here is another lighthouse paper. And I cut it, and when I got down to the bottom, I cut it just the height of a pocket. And I just glued something on the back of it to give it more sturdiness, okay? And this is an old red tag I had cut a long time ago, and I had it in my stash. So I just put some navy zigzag on it, and it says, "I will be your light." I love that. Now, this ends up being your pocket, and you just have to put it in there just like that. And I think it's a really cool paper. Now, over here on this flip out, whoops, it looks like I got some glue in there that stuck a little bit. Not bad. It came apart without any problem. Now, I don't know what month I'm going to use this. Probably I will use it next year sometime. Or, you know, whenever I feel like it fits the season. And here's another playing card. It's a tavern card, kind of like a picture that you'd see in a tavern. And I tied the jute around it, and I put it out like this so you could just open it in and out. Here's another one of these shell papers. And I put a dimensional shell right here. on the back of this music sheet. And here's some more. I think this came out of the extra kit I bought. This paper has a blue background, like a wood, almost looks like a paneling behind it. And it has all these shells. And it says, a smooth sea never made a skillful sailor. So here's some underwater scenes on the back of that page. Here is an old ocean looking cove. That's kind of how a cove looks. I just added some of those shells. Here's the back side of this paper that she put in the book. It is about tropical fish. But I'm going to do that soon, so that'll be fine. Here is a place just to tuck another tag if you should need it, like a pocket. And that's sea-like. My mini, this is like a, how do I want to put it? This is another one of those kind of hidden looking tags. It looks like it's part of the picture, and then suddenly it's a tag. So this is sailboat paper that came out of Charlie's kit, and I just cut some of the stripe and made stripe. I like to alternate the prints and stick with the same color or as close as I can. And I love this picture. It came out of an old book of this sailboat. So it's the pocket. I put a couple of pieces of the rickrack that is very old. And I put a little ephemera piece that says boat rentals. I think it turned out cute. And I love my little pom-poms on the back page. It just lets you know when somebody's there. Okay, now here is the letter that comes with all of Michelle's collections. This one was anchored, and you can go through here and read this every month, and she leaves you a beautiful message. So this turned out, I made this back part that folded this direction into a pocket. And I added the sandpaper, this blue with this doily, not doily, hello, this sandpaper on some of this cool striped blue. And it's a diagonal shape there. And I added this blue trim. And that made my pocket. I still haven't read this, so I'm going to leave it out and read it after my video this morning. Can you tell it's early in the morning? I'm not sleepy. I'm wide awake, but it sounds like I'm not. Here is the back inside of the cover. It has a seagull, some of these maps about the different directions. A seagull here, a lighthouse with a couple seagulls. Now, there was a little bitty piece of rope, decorative rope to go with the kit, couple boat collections, a couple boats that came off the clear stickers. This was a postcard with this really cool looking starfish, and I took a lighthouse card and stitched around it, and it shows you that there's this cool shell I put on here at the lighthouse. I did pop up this little circle, northwest, south, and east. And this is the other end that was left over on the postcard. And I flipped it over and put a cell on digital here. It's actually a die cut. And then some of the ribbon. And you can just treat it however you like. And I popped it up right there. And along with it is this playing card. So they're both part of this page. And I think they turned out cute. So this is the end of this journal. I hope you had fun playing along with decorating this journal. Now, I am going to link Lynette below. She releases usually the first week in the month. So be watching after the first. Sometimes she does it toward the end of one month into the second month. So, I'm going to take a drink. I want to tell you that this is the last video before I get into my house. So we're going to be moving the whole next week, which is going to be, we close on our house here in Tulsa or Broken Arrow. It could be either one. It's kind of on the border. We close on it on September 14th, and we close on the 17th in Missouri. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to close my shop until November 1st. I hope that doesn't stop you guys. I plan on trying to get videos out the best I can. You'll probably get about one a week or one every 4 days. And so this is the last one I'm recording. And I've got my book here. It looks like a terrible mess. But I keep track of my videos in here. And I'm looking back to see how many videos I have. Not that many, but I've really worked hard to get ahead. So, the next video that the first video that has to do with this journaling traveler's notebook is, I'm calling it Fun Crazy Cards Part 1. And then I guess I did a Part 2, which they didn't turn out as good as I would have liked, but I hope you had fun. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos. So from here on out, you will have 8 videos, which I think will get us through the month of September and part of October. So watch for me back in November. Okay, the 1st of November, my store will open, and I will do a flip through of the book first thing, and then the book will go into my store, and then we do whatever comes next, which is usually Christmas after that time. All right, guys, be thinking about what you'd like as far as a Christmas journal. It could be like a December daily, or it can be just a kit that he wants. So I hope you guys had fun today, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget about me. Come back, and hopefully we'll have some really cool things that we can do for the month of November and December. And then we'll be welcoming another year one more time. See you guys then. Subscribe if you could, and click that red button that says subscribe, and then click the bell, and then click all, and you will get a notice in your email that I have a new video. Thank you to all my subbies I have right now. I appreciate you, and welcome to any new subbies. Bye, guys.